Okay, I've got the rubber strips put onto the base of my Fender rack. So I've gone with 5 strips to protect the paintwork. They're just strips of rubber, which were on that sheet I showed you a little bit earlier. You can see it's 2mm thick rubber, and it's got a self-adhesive back on it. So I don't know if you can pick that up, but they're mounted on the bottom like that. And I think that should protect the paintwork quite nicely, and also leave a gap then for water to run out when I'm washing the bike. So next step is to fit it on the bike. Now the rubber's 3mm in thickness, so see how that affects the shape and whether I still get good contact on the guard. Let's go out to the garage and see how that works. And the first thing I need to do is to make sure I've got no dust or grit or anything on the back of this guard. So we have a nice clean surface to put the rack onto. Just using a microfiber cloth with a little bit of detergent on it. And in these situations I find just a couple of tissues are good to dry off the paintwork. Get it really dry. Just need to remove the seat bolt. And because the rack adds thickness to these mounts, I do have a couple of longer M8 bolts. Actually I can feel that. That's cool. That rubber's gripping. Before that would have just slipped off, but that rubber's actually going to hold it there even without bolts, and I can just feel it gripping. That's not moving anywhere. No, it's not going to slip off. I'll bring the camera over so you can have a closer look. All right, so there it is. Let's have a little look back. That's what it looks like sitting on the bike, and those rubber strips are really gripping it on nicely, which is fantastic. So there's my mounts. I've got it lined up. With those 2 pieces painted in the gloss black. That's the, picked it up, the Bikes I Like logo crossbar. And the rack, I think they look really good on there now. See it better from this angle. The 2 of them on there. But let's have a look at gaps. Now this is going to be my issue. Because that rubber has lifted up these pieces, I'm going to need to put a spacer under here, under that rear attachment point. But the front, on focus. So the front needs a little bit of spacing, but not much because it's got that the tab from the seat already there. Fitment onto the guard is beautiful, and I will have room under the front here for water to run out. Yeah, that's looking really, really good. I'm happy with that. All right, so I just got to come up with a little spacer for under here, and then I can bolt these down. These are just little 3D printed washers I made up, and I also 3D printed like a little cap for the bolt to sit in, and they're a bit longer to go into the guard, so that'll be good. Now I could probably use this here as a spacer. How are we looking? No, it's too big. I need looks like about 4mm is what I need. I've got more of these. I'll get a few of those, put them together and see if we can get this rack attached to the bike. Right, let's have a look. A little stack of washers. Yep, 4 is good. We'll pop the rear one in first. There we go, all started. Didn't lose any of the washers. I'll just get this down a little bit. How far forward can that go? I want it to be more forward. That's pretty good there. Absolutely. Okay. Just saying, springing up a little bit in the front there. I might come back a bit. Yeah, it's a better spot. All right, snip down there. That's the rack down. That is solid as. It's going to move the bike before it moves. Okay, and there it is, bolted on, ready to go, and I'll show you. So they're the M8 bolts that I've got for it, and they're a little bit long, so I made these little cup spaces, if you like. So what I will do is get some shorter bolts down the track, and I can do away with these here. Come on, focus. And recess. Well, actually, I've got some cap screws that might be even shorter that might work, but for now, for testing purposes, these will be fine. But these are only temporary. These bolts will be shorter and sit flush on top of here with perhaps a little washer. But for now, that's going to work out all right, just to hold it on and do some testing. Now that I see it on, and I've been thinking about this a lot, version 2, what I would do is make some changes for sure. I'll probably get started on version 2 straight away. But for now, I can put a bag on there and tie it down. Phil did ask me about straps, had a concern about straps rubbing on the guard, but the bag's going to be probably out to here. So the straps are going to come down wider than the guard. I don't think it's going to be an issue, but I can always put a protective strip of clear or something on here if that does turn out to be the case. But I expect the bag's going to be wider, and it's going to clear the guard is my prediction, but we'll see. If I need to, I can put some protective covering on. So it's a good point you raised, Phil, and I definitely will look at that and watch that. And here's what the bike looks like from a distance with that little rack on it and the sissy bar. Okay, version 2. What would I do for version 2? Well, I probably would like to see the rack come forward a little bit more and up on an angle, I reckon, now that I've seen it. So probably more right angles to the sissy bar. So that's what I do for version 2, just lengthen it a little more to come to here. But having said that, the other thing I was thinking of doing was a backrest for my Saddleman. I can never remember the name of the seat. Saddleman Solo seat. It's got a name. I'll put it on the screen here. I can't remember what the name is. The sturdiness of this has come up fantastic. I have no problems putting stuff on this at all. It just feels, it's not, but it feels as strong as steel. And I reckon these tabs are going to hold up fine for the sort of work this is going to be doing. This paint's going to hold up really well. Scuffing, it's going to be really resistant. This epoxy paint I've put on here, I think it's going to work brilliantly, to the point where I'd be happy to leave this on the bike full time. I need to do testing to see how well that's going to play out. But yeah, just the initial impression is it's going to be brilliant. Okay, so what I would like to do is just, perhaps lengthen it a little bit, angle it up so it's right angles to the sissy bar, and then also build in 3D print model as one piece, a support piece that comes up, a bit of a triangular shape with a bit of a curve that holds a sissy bar pad. I was looking at a sissy bar pad from Saddleman, which I think would work really well. It's got the same stitch pattern, same material, and it would sit up about so high and give me some really nice, good lower back support. Because without the screen, I am like a sail in the wind, if you like. And if I had a backrest, then that would alleviate a lot of the pressure, and then I'd be completely comfortable, I believe. So I'm going to look at trying to get one of those little Saddleman. It's a pillion pad for a sissy bar, but I'm going to get it fitted here and 3D print the bracket, the mount, and just have it all as one piece: a rack, a support, and a sissy bar, a backrest, not a sissy bar, a backrest pad for myself. And then I reckon that would be make the bike so much more comfortable for long distance touring. And I have been looking at forward controls. I can buy forward controls for the Chief, but I reckon just like a 3-inch plate with the mount holes just to move the controls forward would be all I need. And then, you know, obviously I need a longer arm for the gear shift linkage. But I reckon, you know, I'm going to look at that, just a 6mm steel plate, 3 inches in length, unbolt the controls, bolt it up, you know, rebolt the controls. As long as the mounting holes are identical, I can't see why that wouldn't work. And just push the controls forward, say 3 inches, or even 4 inches, you know, just to give me some good leg room. Because with the backrest, feet forward, with these high bars, I think then I could see myself doing some serious kilometres on this bike, or serious miles. I'm going to call version 1 a complete success, very happy, well, a success. Version 2, I'll make some modifications, and I definitely am going to do that backrest. And then I can just drop whatever bag I want in here. I'll have all the support I need. And yeah, I think it'll be good. If you enjoyed this video, if you give the video a like, that'd be fantastic. And even better again, if you could subscribe. Around 90% of the people watching my videos aren't subscribed. And if a few of you just click that subscribe button, it would take my channel from 45,000 viewers to whatever, basically overnight. So I don't normally ask for subscriptions, but if you think I've earned it, if you could click that subscribe button, I'd be super grateful. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great day. And until next time, bye for now.